Hey folks, welcome back to Live in Texas, Hidden Spring Farm. Well, day's finally here. We've been clearing lanes, trying to get the land worked so we could put this fence up. And today's finally the day we're going to get some of these posts put in. If you're not familiar with it, in the last few episodes where we're talking about fencing, we're trying to clear this area here. Inside, we had it cleared, I should say. And that's where the cattle are going to be able to stay cool during the heat of the summer. We do rotational grazing, and some of the pastures that we have them in, there is zero shade, so they'll come up towards the barn area. And right now the fly population is out of control. We're doing everything we can on it, but they come up here and they get pestered and everything else with these flies, so we're trying to keep them out of that and get them into an area so they can cool off a whole lot better during the heat. It's already June. This project should have been done at the latest middle of May. So we're trying to get it taken care of, provide them some cool air for the summer. So y'all come on and join us. We're gonna have some fun putting up fence posts. Got my boy with me today. We're gonna have a good time. Y'all come on and join us. All right, so we did a little prep work off camera. We've got our line pulled that's going down through the trees that way, and we've got our line pulled that's going back towards where we're going to hook into on our other fence. So the goal today is to get this corner set in right here, and then to get the two posts set down there for the H, and so we can have a gate opening down there, this corner post, and then we'll set our other two posts off of that. The problem we're having in our thought process, and we've gone back and forth here, is we're really concerned where this corner turns out. It's right next to this tree, so we're concerned we're going to hit some roots here while digging. If not on the corner, when we move over 6 foot for our brace, our H brace, then we're worried about hitting something there. But the only thing we can do is just try, see where we're at. Hopefully we don't hit anything too strong to keep us from getting them put in the ground and concreted in, so we can get this portion of the job done right here. The good part about putting up fence today is we've had over 12 inches of rain in the past week or so. So the ground should be pretty soft. And also we poured dry concrete in around our post and put water on top. So we should have some good moisture down below for it. But we'll find out here shortly when we get to digging with that auger. Here we go. Coming up. We're trying to get to 3 feet, and we're almost there. We just got to clean it up a little bit with the post hole diggers. All right, so we got the corner set. You got the concrete it's wet, it's setting up. We got everything lined up. It's going to be a new fence line. We had to move it over because of some issues we have over here. Now this is the kicker on this corner set. So usually on the corner set or any set, I make my braces, the H braces, 6 foot wide. I don't do the 8 foot ones. And so right over here, you see I made that mark. That's 6 foot. So we'll put another post in there and we'll be ready for the H set. The problem is over here, 6 foot is right next to this tree. So ultimately, or originally I should say, this corner post was going to be over here, which would have made it even worse. We wouldn't have been able to set anything in there. So we're going to kind of do it a little different than I normally do it, just on this one set here. And the only reason I'm putting a H in here on this corner set is originally I was just going to pull straight off this post here all the way down there with 6 strands of electrical wire to keep the cows in this shaded area. But in this new area back here, we've got a couple of gaps in our fence where trees have fell and we hadn't been able to get there yet to clean it up. So there is nothing to hold them in if they was to get out here. So I want to try to put some type of corner set in here, even if it's unconventional, to be able to pull tight, because I might end up putting barbed wire here instead of electrical. We'll just have to see how it goes. So that's the reason we're going so close on this H set, because we just don't have the room. And we still might run into some roots here off of this tree. We're hoping we don't, but let's see how it works out. We're about to set that post. Well, as you can see, that's what happens when you get caught by a root and a rock. It sure pulls it down in there, and just about got it stuck again. I just had a feeling something was going on. Got it? There we go. There. All right. All right. So we'll let this water soak in to the concrete before we cover it up with the dirt. We'll come back over here and do a little bit of dirt work, hand work on this, and this will be good to go for our set. I'm not real sure why the union said they couldn't come help us put the fence up. That's going to help them out. You can hear the guinea, he's president of the union. See the water?
Yeah.
Just lift it straight up, buddy. There you go. It's the last pole we got to do for the day. Once we're done with this, we'll go back, check those other poles, get the dirt work done around it, make sure everything's good with them, and we'll be finished. The water is soaked down into the concrete. We'll close these up and be done with these poles. All right, that's it. That's going to be it for today. We're going to come back either tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. We usually like to let them sit about 48 hours. And then we'll put the H braces in, and this line of the fence post will be done. We'll see you then. All right. Well, this is day 2 of trying to get this portion of the fence put up. Today, we're going to focus on putting the H's in, and hopefully we can get the wire and the cross wire done on it and get each one of these done today. All right. Usually, I try to keep this to 6 foot. What I do is I cut the 8 foot down, brace it in here. You'll see how I do that using these. And some people will say, well, that's wasting that 2 foot or just a little less than 2 foot. But no, I use the excess off of these to build troughs. And if you hadn't seen that video on the channel, you can go see that, where I build a trough using a plastic barrel and using these 4x4 scraps for legs. So now I take these and I mount them here. I'll do the same thing on the other end. I'll bend these tabs up and screw them to the post. I'm going to do the same thing on the other end, but I need to make sure this bracket is facing the same way as on this other end. All right, then all I do is take a hammer, flatten these tabs out. All right, and like I said, going into the post is going to be 3.5 inch screws. Should have to knock it in with the hammer just a tab if I'm not too far, or if I'm not too far off on my measurement. So I like it to fit really tight, so we'll see with the hammer here. Yeah, that's a little tight, but it'll work. So I had to hook my fence dolly onto the fence because this is not reeling off as easy. It kept pulling, so what I do is I come around, tie it around the top here just for a second. I'll line this up where I want it. Take the nail gun. Secure it on there. Now I'm going to work it down this way, come back up on this end to the top where I need it. Then I'll bring it around the bottom, come back around the top and secure it again. I'll have my two sets of wires. Bring that down to where I want it. Staple it. That holds that in place. So I've got two wires on this side. One of them's a little looser than I would like, but then I have this wire on this side. So I'm going to bring it up, wrap it around just like I did the first one. Then I'm going to need to cut it. All right. Now this is going to come around just like this. And I'm going to wrap it around the top. Not the best wrap right here, but it's going to do. Then this one here, come around, wrap it in. Now this is where it gets real controversial. This, we're going to wrap this around. We're not going to do it right now. We'll do it in a minute. We're going to wrap this around until we get the wires tight. So what I'm going to do in the meantime is I'm going to go ahead and put the other wire up for the other side. Then I'll come in here and pull these taut, and then I'll wrap them till it gets tight, and it'll hold its tension here. And I don't know if y'all can see her, but right out there in the grass is Miss Cinnamon taking a nap. Well, the camera stopped before when I started tightening these. You'll see here on the next one, I'll show you how I did it. I just set a 18-inch piece of rebar. It's the first time I've actually used rebar. Usually I use a wood slat, but you just twist it till it's tight. And then you bring it over, set it on the post on the opposite side, and your wire's tight. They do have a ratchet and tensioner, like a wheel. I haven't found one that fits this size wire yet, and I really like using this size wire. So as soon as I find one of them where they make them, I'll probably go to that, just put a ratchet and ratchet it instead of doing this. So I grab the wires, pull them up, pull them together like this. I'll stick it in, and then I'll start twisting. And the wires, let me go back because I want to keep the wire underneath this other metal deal in case I've got to move it later, tighten it later. But what this does is allow me to, if I got a wire that's loose, this will allow me to go in and then just twist it on the corners, and my corner stays taut. Just like that. That's how tight the wires are. And it works just fine. I'll put my fence on either side, whichever side I choose. I'll clean these up a little bit and bend those in. But that's how that comes together. So we're going to do the same process here as we did over there. This is the difference. The difference on this one is it's going to have a wrap going this way, and also this way and this way. So this post, I'm glad we put as much concrete as we did in it, because it's going to get pulled both ways. All right. So we definitely want to move it up on this end, and we want to level it out on this end, or side to side, I mean. All right, we got level that way. Center up on the post. Check level again, check level this way, and we are out. Should be good on that. Just a little bit more. Good on that. Good on that. So we'll get this in tightened up. We'll start getting them all in. All right, that one's good to go. What I'm going to do is take this cross member and level it up with the one we just put in, so they would look symmetrical going around. We got about right here. We're going to probably have extra off of this. All right. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one. And then what might end up happening is the wires, when I do the other cross, the wires might get caught in it, but I'll try to compensate for that. Right, that's plenty tight there. Just like that. All right, I'm gonna pull the slack on this, twist this up. We'll be good. All right, this is what it looks like. I still have to clean these up a little bit around here, but look how tight that is. Really tight. Same thing on this side, just really tight all the way around. Here's the one in the field. It's done. It's going to go straight up towards the mule. But just like those in there, this first one I've done today looks a whole lot better than those other two. But it's all tight. Well, folks, we got the corner brace in, got the H brace in out there. All we're lacking is T-post in the middle and be able to stretch fence. And this portion of the fence will be done. We appreciate you joining us today for another episode of Live in Texas Hidden Spring Farm. I'm going to put some links on the screen for some other videos. If you hadn't done so already, we appreciate it if you subscribe and hit that like button. You guys have a blessed day.